This is what happens when you fall asleep in a dream and travel to another dimension. If you've known me online for any amount of time, you know that I don't believe that even in the slightest. But today we're going to review a video on TikTok. It's about 4 minutes, and somebody says that they had a very strange, vivid dream, fell asleep in the dream because it was going so long, and then some crazy things started happening. So let's take a clinical look together from my perspective as a licensed counselor and a dream interpreter, not diagnosing anything, little asterisk there, but let's find out what may be going on here and bring some insight into our own lives. Let's check it out.
Call me crazy if you want, but I've never liked store-bought.
Susie, you're right. That's absolutely unhinged. So this one night, I was 21. I was going to sleep like normal, living in Wellington, New Zealand. And I don't know, was expecting to just get up and go to uni the next day.
Okay.
But I ended up falling asleep.
I will say, just a little quick asterisk here, a lot of people do have some pretty crazy dreams and crazy dream experiences while they're in college because of chronic sleep deprivation. So something to kind of keep in the back of your mind, this person may not be getting proper, adequate sleep. Their sleep schedule may be, not functioning well at all. And that's where you see a lot of parasomnia, sleep paralysis, hallucinations, things like that. So keep it in mind.
And finding myself in a dream. Now, what typically happens with me when I'm dreaming is I'm aware that I'm dreaming. I don't think it's quite lucid dreaming, but it's just like a level of awareness, I guess.
So actually, that is what's considered lucid dreaming. Anytime that you're aware you're dreaming while you're in a dream counts as a lucid dream. You don't have to have control. You don't have to have special powers. You don't have to be able to fly. But for the research purposes, like when we study this as like the clinical psychology field, we look for that specific thing. Did you know it was a dream while you're in the dream? So this counts as a lucid dream for her. And we found out that lucid dreams are actually just regular dreams. Some people are just able to be aware of the dreaming process while it's taking place, but it's very normal.
And what was starting to happen around this time as well was I was getting pregnancy dreams. And this happened to be one of those. So I was pregnant and I could feel the baby in my belly. I could feel everything. And
it does make me wonder though. She says she can feel the baby in her belly, right? Sometimes if you're gassy or need to take a nice poop, and so your stomach kind of bubbles and moves, people will have pregnancy dreams and think that the baby's kicking because the mind's interpreting that sensation. So she may have just had some bad Taco Bell. I don't know. But generally pregnancy dreams are about a new beginning, right? A new start in your life, which if she's in college makes sense. A lot of new beginnings.
It got attached to it because I'm a young woman and it's biology.
Sure,
After
that's
a
great.
while, I'm starting to realize that this dream is going on for quite a long time. And it's getting later in the day.
Time distortion is huge in dreams. What feels like a minute can last in a dream. Like what's actually a minute can feel like days or weeks in a dream. And then what feels like just a couple seconds can actually be stretched out in reality for like 10 minutes, So it's time distortion is a thing because time lives in this part of the brain, dreams live in this part of the brain. So they're not connected. That's why if you try and read a clock coincidentally in your dream, that will often induce a lucid dream because you'll realize you can't read clocks well.
To the point where it's like time to kind of go to bed. And I'm just like, this is weird. I've never gone to bed in a dream before. So I go to bed expecting that when I wake up in the morning, I'll just be woken up from my dream.
Okay.
I'll be back in my bed in Wellington. But that doesn't happen. I wake up and I'm still in the dream.
Nice.
So this cycle kind of...
Not actually uncommon. A lot of people do that. We'll live like a whole week inside of a dream. It can be honestly exhausting. And if you're having sleep deprivation, you have some chronic mental illness, which I'm not saying here, but there's a couple factors that can lead to that type of experience in a person. High emotionality will also lead to that too.
It repeats itself over the next few days. I kind of wait to go to sleep at night to hope that I'm going to wake up again. And I don't wake up. I'm still just in this dream.
It's got to be horrifying.
And I'm kind of thinking about my family at this point. I'm missing my boyfriend. I'm missing everything. And then more days go by and more days go by and I'm in labor. And I guess It's good to say that like in all the pregnancy dreams I've had before, I've never given birth in any of them. So this was kind of like the moment I was waiting for when all this was going on. I was like, okay, well, I've never actually given birth in a dream before. So when I'm giving birth, that's when I'll wake up. But did I? No.
Nice.
I was on the hospital bed. I started giving birth. I've also never felt pain in a dream. that I felt this. I felt
Yep.
every bit of the labor. And
Which is not normal, by the way. Pain in a dream is a very unique situation, and you should talk to your counselor, talk to your doctor about it. But it can happen, and intense emotions or something pressing on you in the bed or causing physical pain will be interpreted in the dream.
and I gave birth to a baby boy.
Aw.
I named him. I did everything that a new mother would do, which is weird because how would I know what a mother would do? I'm not a mum myself yet.
Yeah, we kind of intuitively
And
know, right?
every day I was still kind of hoping to wake up still, like it kind of just in this weird little space, like starting a new life, but also wondering when I'm going to get back to my old one.
Ooh.
It gets to my son's second birthday and I reach it.
So we're like 2 years in right now? That's insane. So this has gone on a long time. You know, there's a lot of stories about this, people living whole lifetimes in a dream. It's not common, right? But it's also been documented before. Sometimes those dreams can feel like they stretch on a very long time.
Acceptance.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I miss my family, but I have to accept I'm never going to see them again. This is my new life now. I have my
Now wait a minute. Think about this though. Think about this. I think this is a metaphor, right? Like remember, pregnancy is a sign of a new beginning, right? I haven't watched this video. We're getting live raw reaction here first, by the way. But pregnancy is a new beginning, and when you have a new beginning, you kind of have to let that old chapter close. And so a lot of times people will actually dream about death and dying or murder when they're starting a new chapter in their life. And so she's wrestling with this piece of her life as she's starting a new chapter. She has to learn to let go of her old self, because you've seen people who try and hold on to their old way of living, their old self into their new chapter, and they get confused, they get mixed up, and they don't make the right decisions. So it sounds like her dream is actually trying to prepare her emotionally for these changes she's going through in uni.
my son. This is my life. I watch him grow up. I watch him go to school for the
Aw.
first time. I watch him get his first crush, graduate, get married,
A whole
have his
life.
own 2 kids. And then on the day of his 40th birthday, I throw him a surprise party. It's kind of weird to say there was never a father in the picture. Like it was always just us two. But I remember what it
Which again would make sense for the metaphor, right? She is bringing in a more masculine part of her nature. She's bringing in a new life of her own, right? This is metaphorical for her. And so it's not about a dad or a father. It's about her embracing this change, this masculine new identity inside of her. And that's not male or female. It's just masculine energy.
looked like. Like there was a picnic table outside. There were heaps of trees in our backyard.
Did you see how she looked there? Like you can see how intense this dream was for her. Watch her look off to the side. Like you see that face? Like she is reliving it. Like those emotions were so intense in that dream. You can tell by looking at her face.
There were heaps of trees in our backyard. We lived in a double-story wooden terraced house, and we were singing him happy birthday, and I woke up. I was back in my bed in Wellington, no longer this like 6-year-old woman with a
Wow.
40-year-old son. I was 21 in my bed, about to go to uni, like I was wanting to.
How do you like just have a whole life and then wake up and then go about your day? That was one of the most troubling things, and why I started like really being interested in dreams is because they had such an emotional toll on me. So I was like, this is like, imagine living a whole life and then you're like, oh, yep, got to go back and study. Like you can't concentrate after that.
What felt like 40 fucking years spent in a dream. But as I lay there when I woke up, I was happy to be back,
I bet.
but I missed my son.
I bet.
And I cried, and I went through this grieving process for my son that I had raised for 40 years. And I couldn't tell anyone because I didn't want them to think I was
Sure.
crazy.
Wow. Wow. That's beautiful. And this is why I do a lot of dream interpretation, is because when you learn the meaning of that dream, it helps kind of process those intense emotional feelings, because she's obviously taking it literally. My son is gone, right? No. That son, the metaphor of that son still lives inside of you, and you still have to grow him and grow that part of your identity as you move through your life. So Hey, have you ever had a dream like this? Is this encouraging to you? What do you think about pregnancy dreams? Let me know all the thoughts in the comments below. While you're there, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, I will personally send a sleep demon to haunt your sleep and make you paralyzed when you wake up in the morning. I am that evil. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.